This week, we saw the demise of a social media platform, and that is why authors have to be so careful about not putting all of their eggs in one basket. So, let me back up and tell you what happened. If you have been hanging around, especially on my main channel a lot, you've heard me talk about a social media app called Flip. It was kind of like TikTok Shop, kind of like Amazon affiliate meets TikTok Shop, and it was specifically for shopping. It started out as like a makeup and beauty shopping app and then transitioned into technology and pet stuff and extra stuff, like all this home goody type things that you could find, and people would be able to post content and make money by selling those products. And it was exclusively linked to products, so there wasn't a bunch of extra stuff crowding the space. Then they opened it up to allow things to crowd the extra space. They brought people in and paid them to create content and all of these things, and a lot of people jumped into it, especially when we thought TikTok was going away. And it was really great for a while. We got really good priced products. We had the opportunity to make money. We had affiliate commissions. We had discounts on things that we could earn. For a while, it was a really good app. And then we started to see it tank. The writing was on the wall for a while, and yesterday it magically went away. Just boop, just gone. It didn't pay people the way they were supposed to. If you had earned money, you didn't get that money. If you were under contract with them, they got a loophole where they didn't have to pay you. It was a really bad situation. And a lot of people really heavily relied on Flip for their income. All those people are now out all of that money. People who are making a little money or hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars every month are now no longer going to have access to that money and maybe not even get their recent sales. As authors, we cannot just heavily rely on one social platform to do our marketing. So if you are like an Instagram girly and you're just on Instagram, Instagram could go away at any point. TikTok has been threatened to be going away multiple times. YouTube, all of these things are really great resources for authors, but if you heavily focus on one and ignore the rest, should something happen, and I'm not saying that these social apps are just going to poof go away like Flip did, you could get banned. You could get blocked. You could get reported for things that you didn't do. I myself got reported on Facebook in the early days of Facebook on my author career. Somebody didn't or somebody wasn't happy I wouldn't give them a free book, so they reported my Facebook while I was in the middle of live stream, and they shut me down for 3 days until they looked at it and said, oh, nope, they lied, you're fine, you're good. I was out for 3 days, and at the time all we had was Facebook and kind of Instagram. So you want to make sure that you are present and existing on multiple ecosystems, because if one goes away, you still need to have access to your audience. This is why newsletters are so important, because if social media poofs goes away, or if they don't show your content to everybody, or if you're seeing those like people call it shadow banning. It's not. That's not what it is. But if you get stuck in like the 10 view club, what are you going to do? Newsletters are direct access to your audience so that you can reach them no matter what happens, because you always have their email. The only way they can ignore you is if they actively ignore your emails and delete it without looking at it. So newsletters are really important. Being on multiple social platforms is really important. Maybe you like one better than another. Maybe you spend a little more time on one than the other, but just exclusively putting all of your eggs in one basket is a really dangerous situation. And yes, some of you are already in my comments saying, okay, well, what about KU? Yeah, I know. We've discussed that before. Similar thought process. You want to make sure that if something goes down, if something fails, if something no longer exists, you're still taken care of. So even if you don't like TikTok, or even if you don't like YouTube, you should be active on those platforms and make an effort and be trying, because you may need that at one point. You may need to fall back on that at some point in the future. You've got to be really, really careful as an author to make sure you have a well-rounded presence and that you have access to audiences, even if one or more of your audience is no longer accessible to you. Drop your questions on this, follow along for more, and if you were hit by the Flip nonsense, go ahead and let me know, because we're all over here being upset about the things that went down, even though we saw the writing on the wall. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes as we continue to talk about all the fun things. And yes, I know I've been promising you this brand new series here on the channel. I had intended on launching it like right now, like this episode was supposed to be that brand new series, but I'm kind of living in a horror nightmare right now. Go to my Instagram stories to learn a little bit more about what I'm dealing with, and as soon as we handle it and are able to survive it, because it really is like a very dangerous situation out there, I'll get back to doing that and get that up for you, because I'm super excited for it. So we'll see you in the upcoming episode.